Okay, so I guess we are on time. So let me kick this off. Good morning, good evening, everyone. It's pleasure to welcome you all to our latest Sitecore user group meetup here in Jaipur. We are thrilled to have you with us today, and we're especially excited and honored to host Vignesh Vishwanath, who will be presenting on Sitecore stream for Platform DXP. A quick introduction. Vignesh is a senior product manager at Sitecore and bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience to today's session. He will be focusing primarily on Sitecore search and sharing valuable insights into its capabilities and roles within the Platform DXP. So I would like to hand over the session and over to you, Vignesh.
Excellent. Thank you, Sumit. So good evening, everyone. This is my first SUG event, and thanks, Sumit, for inviting me and having me here. It's an honor to talk to you guys. So like Sumit mentioned, today's session will predominantly focus on Sitecore Stream in the realm of Platform DXP and the features that will be available to you and now and down in the future. So a little bit about myself. My name is Vignesh. I've been with Sitecore for close to 6 years. I started with some components of XP back then. Eventually worked on many different modules of XP, XM, connectors, CDP. So I've been around the block in Sitecore. And I currently manage everything Platform XP, which also includes the Stream module, right? I live in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I've been here for the last 13 years. And if you need to reach out to me for any questions, happy to catch up with you guys. This is my email ID and that's my Slack handle. Feel free to reach out to me. Before I kick things off, a few fine print items that you need to be aware of. The things I'll be showing today involves a lot of features we've already gone public with, but also a few roadmap items that I'll be sharing with you that we plan on doing over the next calendar year. But because it's a roadmap, those are not committed deliverables. It's more a vision of where we think Sitecore is heading. So it's possible that there's a change in the roadmap down the line. So I'm going to be asking you to be careful on making purchasing decisions purely based on the content you see on this slide. Cool. A little bit on the agenda. I'll have a brief overview of what Sitecore and Sitecore Stream and how it works in Platform DXP. We'll go through the installation and configuration process for the module itself on the platform. I'll go through the features we have right now and a quick demo of that. And then we'll quickly talk about the roadmap, the future roadmap, and what's in store over the next calendar year. At any point, if you want to feel free to stop me if you have any questions. If not, I can have a separate session at the end for questions as well. I'm open to doing it either ways. Perfect. At the outset, let me begin by a brief vision statement of Sitecore. So at its core, Sitecore wants to provide its users with hyper-personalized experiences at scale and at a low cost and speed so that the customers can leverage the power of the data and the content from which they have to provide those experiences. And now the concept of intelligent DXP comes in where AI basically comes into the middle. It helps fuse the content, process the content, get the insights, and then convert them into experiences. That in turn becomes feedback for us. That becomes more content. So what you see here is an infinite loop that represents us continuously churning out data, using that to create good experiences for the end users, gather the feedback, gather new data, and go on and on again to make sure that every customer has the best experience he or she needs every time they enter a website. And so AI is at the front and center of this right now. And so in platform, we use Sitecore Stream, which is our AI component, to be used both in XM and XP to power the experiences. And this presentation will be predominantly focused on how XM features are being enriched by Sitecore Stream. So a quick overview. The Sitecore Stream module is currently available for your on-prem and PaaS modules. We are working to make it available on the containers as well, which should soon be available. It is It is compatible with all Sitecore versions 10.2 and above. And a few free prerequisites to keep in mind before you use Stream. First, the obvious one, you need to be an existing customer with a valid XM and XP license. You need to have access to the cloud portal. And finally, you need to have a valid Stream subscription in order to access this. So once these are done, you should be able to get hold of the Sitecore Stream features. The next item I want to look at is the installation and configuration. So first up, generally for any Sitecore module, you would go into the developer.sitecore.com page, go into the modules, like I've shown on the screen, and download the zip file and install it. It's a little different here. You would notice that you don't actually see the module which you can install here. We have made a conscious decision not to include the zip file in the developer page. And the reason for that is the Stream module without access to Cloud Portal is a little irrelevant and it doesn't make sense. So what we want the customers to do is first go ahead and get themselves provisioned on the Cloud Portal, get Stream access there, and then use the module, which is what makes more sense when you install the module. So what we did is if you go into the Cloud Portal, and if you have a Stream icon on yours, which means Stream is provisioned for you, you click on Stream, and the right-hand panel will actually open up the module package for you. So clicking on that will actually download the Stream package straight into your system. You can then go ahead and pick that up, install it into your Sitecore system like you would with any other Sitecore module, and then you will have Stream on your system. A quick note on configuration. So once you've installed, we have a couple of configuration steps I've listed here, one in connection strings for the Stream portal itself, and then one for brand kits. Quickly go through that. So in the connection string file, you need to add this one single line, which basically connects your system to the URL, the Stream URL. You add your client ID and secret. This is basically your credentials for calling the Stream APIs, and then the rest of the URLs that is already predefined. You can just pick that up straight off. So the only details you need to enter here are your client ID and your client secret. Where do you find them? For that, you need to go into your Stream portal. In your Stream portal, you'll have many different tabs. One among them is admin. When you go into admin, you actually have a section called credentials where you can create your credentials. Clicking on that, add your label, add your description, and then you will actually be able to create new client ID and client secret, which are the values you see here. An important thing to note in the current implementation, once you click on the done here, this button closes and these values are not retained, as in there is no place we store it and you can't actually retrieve those values. So make sure to actually copy these values as soon as you generate them and store it in your own file securely so that you can use that at a later time to fill up your config file. Right? That's for your client ID and secret. And then the second part was actually to configure your brand kits. But this was a presentation I did at SUG, which was a couple of months old. Right now, this is not needed. We have since released a new module, which has made the configuration process simpler. And what that means is you can go ahead and directly click on the brand kits in the UI, which I will show you a little later. And you don't need to do any sort of configurations. Next, let's come to the features. I'm going to show you what are the features we already have in the module that's publicly open. So firstly, the brand aware AI. We have three features called projects, assistant, and brand kits. Assistant is your brand assistant. Think of it as your Sitecore ChatGPT, only that it's going to be very contextual and it's going to give you responses based on your specific brand, right? So it's going to use your brand keywords, your SEO guidelines, your wording, your tone. It's going to be very specific content that is already stored in your brand kits, which is the other feature here. So brand kits is a repository where you store everything that is specific to your brand. It could be your mission, vision, your do's, don'ts, your color schemes, your palettes, your logos, anything specific to your brand that you want AI to process and use in your features, you put in your brand kits. And then essentially your brand assistant uses ChatGPT that becomes contextual because of your brand kit. And projects is a centralized workspace where you can actually create assigned tasks across your team and monitor the overall progress. I've highlighted these three features here because these are three features that are not natively integrated with the platform. And what that means is while you see that on your Launchpad, when you click on this, you will actually be redirected to your Stream Cloud portal where you can use those features over there. So that's Brandaware AI. The next one is content and variant creation. So this is baked right into your Sitecore ecosystem. Uh, Essentially, it is integrated into both your content and your experience editor. And this feature is going to be available on all of your text file types, which is single line text, multi-line text, and rich text editor. It's going to help you generate content based on prompts or optimize your content with a bunch of options you see on the top over here. I will go through each of them when I show you a demo, but I want to give you an overall view. So you can actually do predefined prompts by improving your writing, fixing your spelling, make longer, shorter, change your tone of voice. It's also brand specific, as in if you have multiple brands defined, you can actually select the brand kit you want this AI to be based out of and generate contextual content. The other thing you'll notice here is variants. So any input you provide here will actually generate multiple different variants if you need. So there are up to 5 variants you can generate, toggle between them, select the one you're most comfortable with or happy with. You also have the option to edit the data here. So if you want a few edits to be done, go ahead and do that right away in this place, and then accept the result, which will get populated onto your field right away. So that's variant creation. I will demo this, so we can look into more detail there. So the next one, so this is not live yet, uh, but we are in a sufficiently advanced stage that I can also demo this feature to you. This will be available in the coming month, I think, probably next month, it should be live. So that's content translation phase one. And in phase one, we are targeting translation at an item level. What that means is when you have an item on your source language, let's say English, you have a few different fields in that item, and then translate option will essentially, you know, translate every single field in that item in the destination language and create that item at the click of a button. Again, I will show this demo to you guys where we can look at it a little more in depth. For which we can start right away.
Can we like have a few questions before we go
Yes,
start on
yes,
them?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Stop wherever you
So,
want. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. So two questions related to one is related to that brand kit. So
Okay.
for each client, they'll be having different content related to brand kit, right? So as we have seen that here we have that AI capabilities. So will that use that brand kit document, whatever we given over there to pick up the option suggestion from it, or exactly what is the purpose of that? And
Absolutely. So brand
mhm,
kit, okay, think of okay, let's take ChatGPT or any AI tool, right? When you ask a question, what it's going to do is scroll through the internet, take all the sources, get the data, and answer the question to you. Think of brand kit as a frame of reference, which will give you answers that are more contextual. So I can actually show you what I'm talking about in the demo. So can we hold that question to when we're doing
sure.
the demo? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And second question is
Yes.
related to this translation. So, like
Yeah.
currently in our application, we are using LanguageWare for translating the content, and
Yeah.
that actually translate it to a specific language. Now, as you are showing over here, so in that case, we don't need that particular kind of translator, right? And here, through this
That's
only, we can have those capability.
that's the that's the ultimate vision. That's the idea. But right now we are not quite there yet. Like I said, this is phase one, and right
Mm-hmm.
now we are able to achieve translation only at an item level.
Mm-hmm.
I think this question will be answered down the line when I talk about the future roadmap.
Sure.
Uh, so maybe again, I'll ask you to hold
Mm-hmm.
on to this question
Okay.
again at the end. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
perfect. Anything else before I continue?
No, I guess I'm done. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, let me pull up my screen. So I have here, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can.
Yes.
Okay. I have here a vanilla instance with Stream installed, and you will notice that in my Launchpad, I have the three icons I showed you. When I said I'll get redirected to Stream portal, what I meant is this. So when I click on Assistant, it actually redirects me in a new tab onto the Stream portal, where I have a brand kit. So this is basically my ChatGPT style. So you ask any questions, it could be these are some predefined questions. Here is the brand kit selection. So right now it's selected to powerful. And so any question I ask is going to be answered in a very brand contextual way through powerful, right? I'm not going to go too much in depth in this. I just want to show you guys how these features look. We will focus in this session more on the features that are native to Platform XP, right? So for that, let me go into the content editor first up. So right off the back, you will notice that every field has an additional icon here, which did not used to be there before. And this is your stream icon, right? So what I will do now is I will create a new item. And I will call it, I don't know, IPO, right? Here, let me generate something specific. So for the first thing I'm going to show you guys is a variant creation. So let's say generate a tagline for IPO package. The first time I'm trying it out, so I have no idea what it's going to generate. Okay, that's not too bad. Catch the fever of fantasy IPL cricket tournament. So the first thing it does is it just generates content based on a manual prompt. The next thing I want to show you guys is the variants, right? So you can select any number. So two variants will generate two hyperlinks here. Three is three. Let me go to five and generate it again. So now you will see I have variant one, variant two, three, four, and five. So you have five different variants. Pick and choose what you want, right? Let's say I like this, and I want to add in 2025. And I like this. So when I accept that, that gets populated here, right? So this is what I mean by variant creation. So let's take an example here. Create a paragraph about the state of cricket in India. Generate. It gives you pretty decent content, right? So I'll keep that and accept it. So I have that generated here. So the next thing I want to do is I have this content, I want to make it longer. Right away, it gives me more details, it provides me a bigger content. Feel free to accept that or make changes, and again, go ahead and accept that. Right, now, what do I do? Let's go in here, change this to India. I'll make a few grammatical errors. India has a prestigious position in the most. Yeah, let's do that. Right. Accept that. Now a few spelling mistakes here. Let's go back in and try to fix the spelling and grammar. Right. So I'm looking at has, prestigious, position, and most. So you can see it's fixed my spellings, right? And there's not just a secret to spellings, it fixes all your grammatical errors and just improves your form, right? This is all your basic variant creation stuff. Now, let me do something else, right? Just fine. I'll go here, show the editor. Let's delete this. Right? So now what you have seen right now is something that any ChatGPT or any AI tool can do. Right? So now let's say I want to create a tagline for my brand. Right. I'm going to give it a very generic question. I'm not going to say what my brand is. I'm going to see what it creates. So right now, what it's doing is it's giving me very generic marketing taglines: Empire your journey with us, or discover excellence with us, your trusted partner, whatever, right? So now what I want to do is select a brand kit. In this case, let's say Powerful, right? Powerful has very specific, it has a brand kit where I've uploaded specific content. It could be about fitness, it could be about health, it could be about nutrition. We have uploaded a few content in the brand kit that are specific to those domains. And we have keywords like powerful or flavorful added in there that needs to be used in the vocabulary. So now let's see what Stream does when I create it using a brand kit. So this is what I meant by contextual input. Right? So now I want to do the same thing, create a tagline for my brand, but I want right now I'm specifying the brand as powerful. So right away, you will see that, performance is something we added. Natural is something, a keyword picking up from the brand kit. Then fuel your ambition, again, things that are coming from our brand kit. Powerful is our brand name, and these are specific keywords we have included, and we want that vocabulary to be in here. Embrace the power of nutrition. Nutrition is another domain we've added there in the brand kits. And performance and nature. Again, these are very brand contextual responses you get. And to your question, Rinku, this is where brand kits help us, right? So the more you feed into the brand kit about your brand, about your do's and don'ts, about your legal, about your compliance, about your products, about your, the tone of language, the more AI models learn about your brand, and then every query of yours, every operation of yours gets infused with your brand content, and your response becomes very, very contextual according to how you need it. So now instead of your content editors or reviewers actually going through that content and adding these words, AI does that for you. So
So
I
all the
like
brand, so all the
simple.
brand kits are fixed, or if you want to add something,
Oh, no,
another
no, no.
brand.
Brand kit's completely controlled by you. You get to create, add more, remove, keep your brand kit as relevant as possible, as dynamic as possible. And it's going to keep changing that. And for a single organization, you can create any number of brand kits you want. So if you're a big enterprise company having multiple geographies or multiple companies and you want to create separate brand kits for separate content, you can go ahead and create different brand kits, and that's going to appear in your dropdown here. So depending on which brand kit you want your content to be based off, you select that and generate that.
And one more thing is like when you try to add a new title and there are some options in improve writing, fix spelling, grammar, make shorter.
Yeah,
These are the fixed buttons that are showing here. Is
these
there any
are
way?
these are fixed prompts, but if
Yeah.
you want something customized, just go ahead and type that here. It will equally act as a prompt for you.
Okay,
So these are
in
just
the
some
text box.
predefined, yeah, these are just some predefined prompts. And
All
in
right.
the tone, we have a few things because these are the most frequently ones people use
Mm-hmm.
from what we've seen. But if you have something customized, we are very specific, very go ahead and type that here. It should work equally well there.
All
Yeah,
right. All right. Great. Thanks.
perfect.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes.
So for brand kit, like, do we have any predefined structure format in which we need to provide the document, or it can be any free text kind of document?
Uh, Brand kit is a separate topic by itself.
Okay.
Uh, there are cookbooks and recipes teaching you how to curate your brand kit, how to create it.
Okay.
Uh, when you go into the portal, you can do that. So I think I don't want to bring that into this scope. Know that there is brand kits and there is a way for you to go through how you build and expand on your brand kits. There's absolutely a process for that, which you can onboard on provision once you've got a stream. The answer to your question is yes, you have a way to do it. It's not in the
Okay.
scope. If you need
Okay.
that or more details, let's take that offline. I can point you to the right people and the right resources for that.
Sure. Thank you.
Uh,
And
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
we have one question in the chat window. So if you
Let's,
want, we can entertain that too.
let's look at that. Can we generate images as well? Not right now, but that's on our roadmap. Right now, it's on the Content Hub roadmap. I think they're also building that. But if you're looking only at platform, not right now. But this is something we plan to do. Anything else? Okay, let me move on. In the meantime, you can absolutely pop up your questions. I'll go through them as I see it. So that's variants and that's brackets. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was uh, translation. Oh, really create that again, or I'll, yeah. Uh, Getting your IP of 2025. Let me generate that really quickly. Set editor. Oh, by the way, the stream option can also be accessed through the editor, not just on that window. Uh, So you'll notice that because I've selected the brand kit, it's also starting to introduce those keywords in Cricut. Not so relevant, but again, brand kit at work here. So for the purpose of this conversation, I'll go ahead and accept that. Accept. I want to make it a little bigger, so I'll show you how translate works. Longer. Good. I have this. Let me save this. Right. So now when I go into versions, so this is in English. Off the back, you actually see stream and translate feature here. If I click stream now, nothing will work because we're not actually created any languages. So what I will do is go ahead and add a language. So let's say Spanish. Let's go with Spanish. So if you notice, we have an additional option here, add a new version, which is your default one, which used to exist, and then add a new version with stream translate. So if I click that, what will happen is it's just going to directly translate the content from the base language version and create the item. Let's try that. The first thing here is you want to be able to select which fields you want. So there are items that could have hundreds, thousands of fields. There are items that could have empty fields. So we don't want that to mess with the operation. So we are giving you the option to select fields. So if you want to select everything, just go select all and it goes here. So in this case, I'm going to translate just the title and text. I only have 2 fields. Translating, and there you go. So we have that in Spanish. So this is the initial version. This will be live in the next month. So any language, the more language versions I create, I'll be able to use stream exactly the same way to just populate those items. That's item translation phase 1. That brings me to the end of my demo. Any questions before I move on? No worries. Let me continue. Stop me when you want. What next? So after language translation, the next item we're currently working on, this should also be available to you in the next couple of months, is content structure. What that means is we are able to process input in the form of raw text, unstructured text that could either come to us in the form of a URL, a file, or just an input blob. As you see here, the 3 options we are given here. And then you are then able to select a template from your predefined templates. And once I generate, basically it's going to parse through that document or the text, and it's going to structure it according to the template you provided, and it's going to create an item with that content, with the structured content. In the first iteration, we're going to support JPEG files, PNG files, WebP files, and PDFs. But we have Stream roadmap to support many more file formats down the line as well. That's content structure. This is the next. So when you see now, what I mean by now is things that will be available in the next 3 months. Next are things that will be working from between 3 to 9 months. That is the 6 months after the current quarter. So in this roadmap, we have content auditing, where we are able to take the content you pass and check for brand tones, check for the sentiment, check for the brand relevance, do SEO analysis, do legal analysis. We have a bunch of auditing parameters we can put in. And based on your inputs, it's going to check the content across all of those auditing parameters and give you a report of where you're deviating, what can be changed, what can be added. So it's going to give you advice on that. Then we have image to alt text generation. This is a very sought after feature that a few customers have reached out to me with. So this is basically taking your image as the input and generating alt text. We also want to look at image tagging, but we're not confirmed that yet. But image to alt text and image tagging are things that we're looking at in this particular feature. Again, we want to do it natively by going to a media library. As soon as you upload the image, use stream to generate that alt text in the existing fields. And then component generation is a big one. So the end vision here is for users to basically create whole components, whole subcomponents like carousels or block pages or parts of pages just by prompts. But that's a big undertaking. We want to take that in a phased approach. And in phase one, we are targeting a more developer-friendly feature where we basically first learn about every customer's implementations, the most common components they use, tools they use, custom classes they use, renderings they have. We feed that all into our AI model. And then when the customer actually asks for a prompt, in the initial iteration, we target something on the lines of AI generating that custom code for you based on the custom classes you have fed it in. And then the developer can pick that up, use that in the renderings, and create a whole component. So that's phase one. This is something we're targeting in the next calendar year. Phase two, I will talk about in the next slide. So this is future. Anything you see on future is more fluid. It's subject to change in terms of priorities. And these are things that we'll be working 12 months and beyond. And the features we have there are content translation phase two. In phase one, we're targeting item level, but we want to expand that to pages or even potentially site level translation on phase two. And Rinku, the answer to your question, eventually when we get done with site level translations, I think that's where we'll get to a stage where we can have conversations about whether Sitecore, the AI feature, can completely replace your translator needs. Component generation phase two is the end vision, which I just mentioned. Initially, we are targeting a code generation piece, but then eventually we want to automate the whole process where the module, based on the prompt, the module or the page or whatever you want is fully generated and rendered. And then content structure phase two. In phase one, if you noticed, we are actually giving it a predefined template, and we're asking the content to be structured across that. In phase two, what we want to do is AI to parse the content, find out the most appropriate template, pick that template from the existing list of templates if it's applicable. If not, generate a new template and an item based on that, fully automated. And then finally, we go to hypothesis generation and A/B test and personalization suggestions. These are more down the future. It's to be defined, that the actual requirements are to be defined. But here we are thinking something on the lines of the content testing and the personalization, experience optimization features you have on XP. It will be powered by Stream on the backend, and it suggests the A/B tests or the personalization suggestions based on Stream and brand content and your content. So that's the future roadmap. So this is essentially how Stream looks like over the next 12 to 18 months. And with that, I come to the end of my presentation. Any questions?
One quick question. So
Yes.
Sitecore using their own GPT model or using any third party like OpenAI, Google
It's about,
Gemini, or any other?
so Sitecore Stream is powered by ChatGPT, OpenAI,
Okay.
and it's backend. We are using that to create our own LM. So it's all proprietary in terms of security. It's all within the Sitecore ecosystem. It's not passed on there. But we are using OpenAI to train our LLMs. But again, this is something we should talk to the Stream team. But down the line in the Stream roadmap, we do have the plans of bring your own AI. But eventually, when you have Stream, you can just plug in the AI model you want to use, and then go
Mhm.
ahead and continue to use your brand contextual features on Sitecore. That's down the line, but right now you don't have that option. It's just with AI.
Okay. So it has the same pricing model as OpenAI, like based on token.
Uh, so your usage is tracked by tokens, but the pricing model, I suggest you talk to the AEs. It's a commercial discussion. What I
Okay.
can tell you is we have a free tier and a premium tier. Uh, so anything that involves brand kits is a premium tier, and everything else is free. And the free tier, free and premium tier, both are public, both are available right now. And for platform customers, if you need it, you can make the ask to your AEs right away and get this provision onto your system and start testing it if you're interested.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
So is there any option from the backend, like if you don't want to work with OpenAI, I can go with Gemini and other
Not,
AI tools?
not out of the box. So like I mentioned, right now it's restricted to OpenAI, but we
Okay.
have plans of getting the bring your own AI model. So once
Mm-hmm.
that comes in, then what you say will be possible.
All right. Thank you.
And for that component creation, so will it create the component for the headless environment or it can be for MVC as
Uh, we are still in the process of dishing out what it will look like.
well?
For now, we're
Okay.
looking at both MVC and headless. Uh, but again, once we go further down the roadmap, we'll know exactly how it looks like. But right now, the idea is to bring it both to MVC and headless.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay. I guess we don't have any more question.
Great. Looks like we're done then.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the great session, great insight, and definitely we'll have more questions. So we'll bring that to you.
Absolutely. So you have my mail ID and Slack handle. Reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. And happy to answer any questions. The one thing I did want to leave you guys with is I'm open to having conversations with any customer, any MVP, any partner, any developer in the community. More so because of a few items you saw on my roadmap are actually a result of the customers and partners making the ask. So if you guys have any feedback or any inputs in terms of what you would like Sitecore to do in the field of stream, absolutely reach out to me. Happy to listen to it and take that input into account when I'm building my roadmap.
Yeah, I guess in your roadmap you have covered lots of the things that we are going to ask with you that it should be there. But
Oh,
as you
yeah,
showed, that is everything
yeah,
you have covered.
perfect.
All right.
If you think I've missed anything, absolutely
Yeah.
reach out to me. Happy to hear it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you all for joining us today. We truly appreciate your participation and engagement in the Sitecore User Group Jaipur. Special thanks to Vignesh for sharing his valuable insights, and it was a it was a pleasure to learn from his expertise. So we hope you found this session both informative and inspiring. We look forward to see you in at our next Sitecore User Group Jaipur meetup. So thank you once again, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you, Vignesh.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank
See
you
you.
all. Bye.